I'm 19. We did about 125,000.
That
So my question is, my parents want me to live at home for one more year. They want me to grow this thing closer to like 500,000 and then flip into profit mode. Um, I want to move out really badly. I know financially it might not make a ton of sense. So I want your opinion on, does it make does it make sense to like leave now and kind of just go in straight into profit mode like early in the spring? Or should I, stay at home, save the living expenses and use that toward growth and make this thing bigger?
well, I think this is kind of goes outside the business spectrum because I'm assuming the reasons you want to move out have nothing to do with business.
Not necessarily. I mean, yeah, I suppose it's not like I have a terrible relationship with my parents or anything. I
Yeah.
just want to be my own man. It's like
Yeah.
I feel like I'm grown and it's time to move.
And so are they just concerned financially that you can't take that on?
Exactly.
And do you need to prove that to them, or is this a matter of like they're just kind of like they're being cautious, they're being great parents, and you're like maybe they're right, and you're kind of questioning it?
Yeah, that's pretty much right where it is. What's weird about this question is I almost know what like the correct answer is, like what the optimal answer is. But I guess really what my question is it stupid to leave now? We have like 13,000 in the bank going into next year. And then personally I have like, a couple $100, but I would pay myself out of the business. And at 125,000 in annual revenue, is that enough to like make this work long term, or would that be like jumping off of a bridge?
Well, the sometimes having your back up against the wall and being forced to take the business pro is not a bad thing if you're trying to grow a business. And so there's a reason why the average male that gets married makes more money and the average male that has kids makes more money. It's because they have a lack. They need to make more money. And so the moment that you move out, you might actually have scarcity involved for the first time ever, and you might triple the business because now you have to. And so sometimes being pushed out of the nest,
Okay.
whether it be pushed out from them or you jumping out of the nest, forces you to fly. And so if I was you, I think that I would have a conversation with them like, hey, I really appreciate you all as parents being so concerned for me. I got to be my own man. I'm going to make this jump and I might make a fool of myself, but I'm going to give it all I got. And I think if you do that from a business perspective, it's going to be better. I think the thing that I would be most cautious of is ruin the relationship with them. It doesn't sound like that's actually a big issue. Like I feel like they would have this conversation pretty well. And I also know like just the fact that you're talking with Bryson, he's a savage. And like I think that when you move out, it'll unlock a whole bunch of discretionary effort. Cause now your back is up against the wall. And so like the moment that I moved out, I kind of moved out like I got a space. I rented out to my parents the house, and then I lived up in the ADU, like the up above the garage. But like that, like separation of like, okay, I'm not being there. I'm not like my food is not being covered. I'm my own man. I'm paying my own taxes. Like that separation, like it really cut me free to just not just be my own man, like from a social perspective, but just put everything into the business. And I had to. It wasn't like I could just fall back on anything. So I have the opinion, especially knowing that you're friends with Bryson, who crushes it, and he's right around your age, that you have the friend group and the support that is needed to be able to put your head down and grind. And I think you'll unlock a huge amount of discretionary effort when you have to make it work.
Okay.
Was that the answer you
I
thought?
think that answers that perfectly.
Did
Thank
you
you, Mike.
think? Did you think I was going to say you need to stay with your parents for another year?
I thought so because, I mean, I could probably, when you look at it purely financially without any, like, okay, I have to make this work, without that piece of it, financially it's more correct to stay at home because I can keep, a couple $1,000s a month in the business.
Yeah.
So that's what I thought you were going to say. But thanks for your input.
You got it, man. Discretionary effort is a beast. And I think that sometimes when you have your back up against the wall, I think one of the most healthy things for a young man to do as you pass 18, 19, 20 years old is to spread your wings, is be forced to do hard work because your livelihood depends on it. And you have something to prove. Someone said you can't do it. And it's not like you have to be against your parents. It's just a function of they were concerned and they had doubts and you go prove them wrong. And not like in a matter of like you show them like that sort of thing. Just a function of you got your back against the wall and now it's time to fight.